there was a period of time during Biden which they were like approving a lot more than usual. And one thing my worry is that they're going to start reopening these approved cases at their adjustment time because there's a backlog and reanalyzing it. Hopefully that's not the case. But what headaches have you seen in the NIW process?
I mean, there's definitely just an overall resistance to kind of, for lack of a better word, just honor the terms of the regulations, right? So the two things that I just yammer on about all the time are these broader implications that they look for national importance, and then also being well positioned, where more and more they're like, you have to be like just an exceptional individual, just like the original Dhanasar. You have to have two master's degree and a PhD and stuff. And that's not necessarily the case. And likewise, with broader implications, it's just, what does that mean? It changes by the officer, it changes by the person. Truly, the ripple effect, it's just lost all meaning, like what you could actually show.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing that too, and especially a lot of AO decisions that I read. It's just the national scope is means nothing. It's just like there's no standard of what that is, and that's why
No.
like even though like EB1A is supposed to be a higher standard because of extraordinary ability, at least there's criteria that we can knock off. Even though they don't sometimes accept that, and there's issues with that, it's at least something more tangible there. It's like okay, articles and magazines. Although that you got to show its circulation, this and that, and they wrote about you, not just a small mention, all that kind of stuff. But the NIW is just all over the place. I've seen some really strong cases denied, some really weak cases approved, and every which way of it. But most times it's just denials and RFEs nowadays. People are doing some really extraordinary work. It's a shame that they're just turning down people that like are doing groundbreaking work.
Oh yeah, it's awful. I mean, I to quote another person from LinkedIn, I can't remember who said it, but they really said NIWs now are an art, they're not a science,
Mhm.
where it is extremely squishy. It is intangible how to exactly present those things. So the best we can do is see what has worked before, how we actually present that, what kind of granular things the officers are looking for, and just try with the next one. And at least some of those are starting to prove dividends.
One of the problems with that is just the amount of legal work that it then requires for that, for the potential RFE, and the amount of hours you put into it. And it really creates a cost structure for a firm to do. Now, there's more and more I'm reading on LinkedIn and stuff, people either doing do-it-yourself stuff or how to prep this, and third-party tech companies that are doing it. But inevitably, it's a super time-consuming process. Some people have made it efficient in some form or fashion, like a system. I guess maybe if you're doing the same kind of NW over and over again, you know the material in that field. But have you found any way to make the process more efficient where it doesn't like take up your whole month just to do a case?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like there's definitely just like a natural process now where as we learn things from RFCs and stuff, you start factoring those in a little bit. But the biggest challenge, of course, is not to overcorrect too much. So we're not spending a month on an NIW. Um, but yeah, I mean, they're just it's really just going by feel with some of these things in terms of how to present them. And so actually what I do is I really specialize in folks that don't have citations, that don't have PhDs, that are actually a little bit trickier. And so as a result, there's only so much you can carry from one case to the next,
Hmm.
as opposed to really just hammering down and speaking to your client and really understanding like, okay, what do you really do and how can we spin this as being nationally important? Because it most certainly is, but we need to put it in translatable terms that they'll understand through Dhanasar.
When someone, a potential NIW client, contacts you, uh, how soon do you give the okay of like we could do this? You ask for like